popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Folks, please sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn so I have good medical coverage because I am going to be sweating throughout this whole episode, battling, I guess maybe the flu. I think it's a sinus infection, but either way, I've been delirious the past few days, and that's not just like from watching this movie. I'm Eddie Collins.
Guys, this is Justin Brown. I'm also delirious, but for many different reasons than Brandon.
Oh boy.
I'm just
so
crazy,
again,
niggas.
So again, patreon.com/mediapopcorn. Support our mental and physical health, everybody. And it's the holiday season. It's the giving season. So, do it for us, man, because we're watching these movies. 2003 Christmas comedy Elf, directed by Jon Favreau, written by David Barenbaum, starring Will Ferrell, James Caan, Zooey Deschanel, Bob Newhart. Man, Justin, I don't know why people love this movie.
Neither do I. Because
I do not get it.
You know what? I think that this people love this movie because they just love Will Ferrell. I think this is just, it's the Will Ferrell cons coming out for this one, and they're just loving everything.
He's so annoying in this movie, though.
Yeah, like if this guy approached me on the street, I would walk away from him, but obviously he doesn't know when to just, call it quits. I would end up punching him in the face.
Yes. Well,
and not punching, assaulting this man.
Yeah. Well, producer Lluvia did pull up some trivia where she said that James Caan apparently told Will Ferrell several times in the making of this movie that he's not a funny person, but it actually worked out for their chemistry on screen.
Oh, I imagine so.
Oh,
he's like, you're not funny.
I mean, it's similar to Tommy Lee Jones to Jim Carrey, right? When they did Batman Forever.
Well, yeah, I mean,
which is hilarious. Speaking of Jim Carrey, apparently he was potentially considered to play Buddy, which would have been fucking just whack-a-doodle. That would have been too much. Because Buddy's already cuckoo bananas.
But also, this is 2003. 2003, Jim Carrey, what was he doing in his career at that point?
I think he had just done Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, so he was getting more into dramas and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense on why he didn't do this, because if this were the 90s, oh yeah, he would have been all over this.
Yeah, it would have been too much. I mean, Will Ferrell, honestly, like, I remember seeing this movie and kind of being like, this is fucking annoying, but then he followed it up with this, I think, with Old School, and then he, like, made a new fan out of me.
Wait, Old School came after this?
Did it?
No, Old School came before this.
Old School came
2002 or 2001.
2003.
Really?
Yeah, so they came out the same year. Holy shit.
Oh shit. I didn't see this for a while after Old School.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see this when it first came out. I saw it when I was at this time I was working at like the Dollar Theater. So like I was working like, like when you get to like the movies are about, this is back, folks, if you can remember, this is back before the theatrical windows to go on like to DVD or VHS were like almost 3 months.
Yeah.
It wasn't like 17 fucking days. I don't know why the studios did this shit. I get COVID was scary and crazy for everybody, but it's destroyed the theatrical business.
Yeah, it's a nuts way to run your business.
So we got Elf like months later, right? And that's when I watched it. I remember being like, I hate this movie. Zooey Deschanel, good thing she had New Girl, because I have no idea why she had a career besides New Girl. She is awful in everything but New Girl, and that's because she had 3 crazy motherfuckers to play off of that elevated her. And I'm not saying like, and I don't want anyone to be like, oh, Brandon, that's not right. These are 3 guys, she's 1 woman, and it's hard being an actress. I understand that. But like, give me one great, perfect Zooey Deschanel. Well, you know what? I take that back. 500 Days of Summer, she was pretty fucking good.
Okay.
But that was just a great script, though.
I'm sitting here looking. Yeah, I really don't.
Theatrical, it's been terrible.
Yeah. And then on top of that, she's married to one of the
Property Brothers.
One of the Property Brothers. I'm just like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at her. So, yeah,
those guys are so weird.
They are.
They're really weird. Why do they wear those fucking outfits? Like, why does the brother always have a tucked-in shirt? He's doing construction. The fuck are you doing?
He ain't doing.
That makes me.
He ain't doing
Yeah.
anything on those
He
sites.
just breaks a wall. I'm like, nigga, like that's insane. You don't have a tucked in. Anytime I see someone who's supposed to be doing some handiwork and they have a tucked in shirt, I'm like, this is bullshit. It's bullshit. Um, Property Brothers, man. Yeah, those guys were. I went down like a weird binge with HGTV stuff.
Mhm.
We watched their show quite a bit. Um, but it was always funny when the realtor brother couldn't convince the people to do like what's best for them.
Yeah.
And you just see him like kind of like his shoulders drop and shit. He's just like,
You
he's
know
like,
what's
all right.
funny? I used to watch the Property Brothers in like hospitals and things like that, or like doctor's appointments.
Oh,
When the
okay.
kids, going for the
Oh,
kids,
with the
all
kids, yeah.
pregnant stuff like that. Like that's because they're always playing at a doctor's
Yeah.
office. Like
That's a formula.
that's the only time I ever see them. Like they must be caking so well off of every doctor
Oh,
that's playing.
oh yeah. We watched those Property Brothers and was it Lover Listed? We watched that a lot
Yeah.
until they split up, and now they have a new woman who's like I think might be like Afro Latina or something like that, but it's not the same chemistry. It's kind of weird.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Elf, 2023. So when did you see this movie
Oh man, I
for the
probably
first time?
I probably saw the whole thing in its entirety maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. I avoided this movie. I knew that it was annoying
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's
Because the people that love it are annoying.
yes, that's that.
We got to call a spade a spade. The
Yeah.
people that love this movie, which I don't know many personally who mention Elf as their favorite Christmas movie, like at the very least, it's like a Christmas story. Which after
Mhm.
watching it again for the podcast, I'm like, I can kind of get why someone will watch this every year. One, it's nostalgia, like it's one of the first movies we saw on like a TNT and shit,
Yeah.
Christmas morning. But two, it is darkly funny at times. It's like, especially with the soap in the mouth and shit. There's some wild stuff in that movie.
Oh, you
This movie,
open your mouth, nigga. I got soap in my mouth.
no. Did I ever tell you? We talked about this in the Friendship episode, right? About my second theatrical experience seeing Friendship, and when he put the soap in his mouth.
Oh yeah, people was just like, what the fuck?
No, this big black dude in the corner was just like, "What the fuck?" Like he was so disturbed. I don't know if he stayed after that. Also, shout out to Chris Lambert, who was on the Chair Company recently.
Yeah. I
so-
just watched that episode today.
Yeah,
I actually have to text him. I was just like, oh my god, he puts the fucking cake.
I've never watched a show that's like getting more and more uncomfortable as I watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is gonna be so dark at the end. It's so fucking weird. Which I kind of wish that this movie. So, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for this movie. It says Ferrell's performance as Buddy in particular was praised by critics. Is that just because he fully committed to the insanity of this character?
It has to be.
Because
Well,
I mean,
what?
yeah,
There's there's lots of whimsy in fucking Will Ferrell's eyes. You know what I'm saying?
no, there's madness.
No, you're right, but
I don't think it fits children's movies. I think it fits old school and things like in Talladega Nights and stuff. It does not fit a children's movie.
no, in actuality, so I guess this is where I'm differing a little bit from you because I feel like we're on the same page, but I would say that if you don't know Will Ferrell from like the crazy stuff that he's done, which he aligns like directly with, you know what I'm saying? Like him dressed as an elf with those big fucking glaring blue eyes, it does give you, it's just like, oh, this guy's an elf. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because he does play child or childlike adult very well.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. There's so many plot holes in this movie.
Oh yeah,
Starting at the beginning. On Christmas Eve, a baby in an orphanage crawls into Santa Claus's sack while he's digging some cookies and milk and shit, and he gets taken to the North Pole. They immediately know who he is. They're like, they have a picture of his birth mother, James Caan's character. Like, they didn't know that he had this son because, like, he moved to the city and she didn't want to go. Then she died, had this baby, orphanage. Now they're just like, we're going to raise this human baby. Bob Newhart's like an elf. He's like, I'll just raise this baby. But then the thing is, Justin, as we jump forward, like, the baby's being raised, they think he's an elf and everything, right? The elves, okay. I'm trying to be mindful of how I tried to like describe this.
Mm-hmm.
The elves seem like, for the most part, like they're functioning adults. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why is Buddy the way he is? And I'm not talking about the poor toy making. I'm talking about just in general. Like the other elves talk about him like in mature, like they're teasing him, but they talk about him in mature language. They seem to kind of like know which way is up.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy can barely like. I'm surprised Buddy survived to be 30 years old, which is insane that they're saying Will Ferrell's 30 in this movie.
Yes, because he looks like he's 82 years old.
Yes, and so when he's creepily doing a peeping tom with Zooey Deschanel in that shower at this Macy's type place or Bloomingdale's, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, mad creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Because she looks like she's 19 in this movie. She's probably older. She's probably like in her mid 20s when they made this, but I didn't like that.
So, all right, this movie came out 22 years ago. So he was 36 when he did this film. Yeah, he looks all of 42.
Yeah. And he had those hard SNL years. I mean, he was a star in SNL, but like that wears you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not until people get like step away from it that you start seeing the shine in their eyes again. No, think about it. Look at Pete. Look at Pete Davidson.
No, I
he looks great now.
You know, it's funny because what's that? He just did like an Alexa or a commercial, stuff like that. Bro, I wasn't looking up at first, and I didn't know that it was him. And then like I looked up, I was like, oh wow, he looks like healthy again.
Yes,
yeah, very much.
It's like John Mulaney. Like you're like, oh, like he looks healthier now that he's like been sober consistently. He's got 2 kids and stuff like that, which is so funny. Like it's darkly funny for me. Like when you watch a stand-up special and he talks about being a drug addict, and having like interventions ran by Nick Kroll and shit.
Yeah,
and you're just like, he's such a square-looking dude. So to know that he does like crazy cocaine and amounts of cocaine and stuff like that, it's just
the crazy thing is though, those are the dudes who are fucking drug addicts in New York. People have this misconception that the drug addicts are all like fucking, just like weird baseheads. But there's a lot like those guys, especially the finance guys who look like they have it all together, which he kind of has that kind of feel to him. Those are the big druggies in New York. Like if you know New York, you could have clocked that a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Come on now.
After you buy it, that's what it's all about. Guns and butter, baby.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Little dumb motherfuckers.
Why was there no black people except for Faison Love in this movie? He's the only black person in New York City, according to Elf.
Did we need any?
I mean, you know who was originally supposed to play that role, right? Check? Yeah, but you know who was originally supposed to play that role, right?
Who?
Wanda Sykes. That's why his name tag says Wanda. She had to drop out. Yeah, she had to drop out, I think, last minute. Yeah.
And they went with Faison Love?
I mean, I think they were just like, who's available? Who's around? Fuck it.
They're just who's that nigga who's got Dunlap? It's like, that's me.
That's terrible. That's terrible. He was fine in this movie. It was crazy that he made himself Santa after they had to fire Artie Lang because Artie Lang and Will Ferrell got in a fight. Which, that whole thing, okay, let's go back to the North Pole shit. Because I got some crazy beef with Santa and Bob Newhart's character. Because if they basically, this movie kind of paints Buddy as if he maybe has special needs.
Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to be mean about, like, I'm just being honest. Like, the way that he reacts to things and, like, has a hard time understanding and, like, just understanding, like, consequences, understanding how, like, just structure. New anything, right? And so the fact that Santa and Bob Newhart's character are just like, yeah, your dad lives in New York and, like, you're a human, so we should just, like, send you to New York. But they don't talk to him about the human world at all.
He gets to New York by traveling on an iceberg and then walking through the woods and then coming through the fucking Lincoln Tunnel, and he walks right into New York City. First of all, that nigga would have got shot. He would have got shot.
Before that, he did fight a raccoon.
Yeah.
Which I thought you were going to mention.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love me a raccoon, but that wasn't the raccoons I want to be fucking with. That's Brother Coon up there, and he ain't playing no games. Now, on top of that, this nigga, so we're gonna go here that he came on an iceberg, right? So he had to come to North America on an iceberg from the North Pole, right? So
did it freeze his ass off?
So, exactly. Dressed like,
did he have to take a shit? Apparently,
he walked through the frozen tundra of Alaska. Not Alaska, of Canada. Because So he walked through Canada, through the length of Canada, came down through Canada, pass by probably like, well, no, he wouldn't pass by Toronto because that's kind of over the Great Lakes. But either way, comes straight down, comes through like Buffalo or like Syracuse and shit like that. You telling me this nigga got no fucking bullet holes in him walking around dressed like that?
Well, also, like, he didn't stop anywhere to get food. Like, maybe that's why he's so famished when he gets to New York City.
Nigga, he didn't
And he eats the
change
used
at all.
gum. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing is he does change into an actual business suit, which means that he took off that elf outfit at one point, which had to smell to fucking high heaven.
Ugh.
Because that's like heavy wool, bro.
Yo, this nigga's walking around dressed like Robin. He looks fucking nuts. And
Okay.
he's way too tall for that shit.
Yeah. I also have to say, I was very upset with our opening shot of this fucking movie, which literally closes in on Bob Newhart in like his elf outfit, these yellow leggings, right? But the thing is, Bob Newhart's not crossing his legs. So we're getting full on crotch shot. I was very upset by that. That's how we opened the movie. So I was already upset. I did laugh a few times. I did laugh when they talked about elves have very few jobs. You know, one is we make, toys. The other is we try to make cookies and houses. And they had the tree house on fire.
Yeah.
And she was like, this isn't logistically the right thing to do. I was like, that's funny.
So,
right?
you know what really upset me about this film?
What?
In what world does Zooey Deschanel fuck this guy?
Well, that's why I wrote, dude, there's some like, I really hate using this comparison. There is some wild, like, what is the movie? It's not The Other Sister. Dude, this movie had like I Am Sam vibes at times. Like it's like without a daughter. Like it had like you could have said that little brother was like his daughter. Like there's some creepy stuff. And Zooey Deschanel, remember, she's taking a shower at work because she don't have no running water at home.
Yeah,
to the point where
poor.
To the point where this man child, literally a man child who's dressed like an elf, asks her on a date, but barely. He asks her to eat food. It takes her to the worst first date ever, right? He's literally spinning through fucking rotating door constantly and saying, this is like like it's like what we're doing tonight, right? And she falls in love with him. She falls in love with him. I'm doing this in quotes, everybody, because she finds out probably who he's connected to, James Caan, who like is running his own publishing company. She's probably thinking there's some money there. She gets pregnant real quick. Like there's some nefarious shit going on, and there's such desperation in her eyes. I was like, there's a dark story with Zooey Deschanel's character. Because she's not a good singer. She said apparently she was hired over who else did they want for this role? She won because of her singing. She won the role because of her singing over who was it? Katie Holmes.
Well, I mean, would you do you really seriously do you see Katie Holmes taking this role and it being like something you want to watch?
It's not better. It's definitely not better. No.
Yeah,
Katie Holmes never worked theatrically, except for Batman Begins, and then she dipped out, which is fine. I mean, like, yeah, people say what they want to say about Maggie Gyllenhaal, like attractiveness and stuff, but she's a great actress, so fuck it,
So, okay, let's get into this. I had to take a sip on this. I feel like there's a time and place where a girl goes on a date with a guy like fucking the elf. What's his goddamn name again?
Buddy.
Buddy. Sorry. So you can go on a date like what Buddy did and actually pull a chick because it's doable. And the reason I say this is because, but it kind of yes ands exactly what you said. She has to have been going through a hard fucking time. Obviously,
she's so desperate for food.
Not even that she's desperate for food. She's showering at fucking work because she's got no hot water. She's probably in the city. She's failing. She's lonely. And then this guy comes along and he's just like, hey, I just want to have fun. I want to bring childlike wonder into your life. Right? And then she's just like, this is nice. I don't have to think about the struggle that I'm in every fucking day because this guy's an escape from that. Now, hold on. Stay with me, Brandon. Stay with me there, Brandon. But there's things that's gonna have that's gonna have to go along with this. For one, he'd have to be attractive, right? Will Ferrell looks like a fucking, a 50-year-old, right? Then now the other thing he'd have to be laying major pipe. Do you see Will Ferrell's? Do you see Buddy laying down major pipe?
No.
Exactly. So that's why I don't get it. Because like if she was,
and also you wouldn't want that.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that little
slang that candy cane on her.
No, that's not a candy cane, dude. That's like probably like a little fucking candy corn at best. That's not good, dude.
Yeah.
And also think about him kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all the nasty flavors she is tasting. He's eating used gum that's on subway line stains. He's eating fucking cotton plugs for your ears. He's chugging 2 liters bottles of soda and eating spaghetti covered in Pop-Tarts and chocolate and all kinds of things. That scene, that first take, made Will Ferrell puke, by the way, which rightfully so, because that was fucking disgusting. So he's digesting all of this. So
it's rotten.
Yeah.
Rotten.
Just disgusting. And so I'm like, again, to our point, like I think we're both on the same page. She had to be so fucking desperate for just security that she's like, I guess, buddy.
No. Or she sees the fact that, like you said earlier, she's attached to James Caan's character, who's obviously a very rich man.
That doesn't come to the end, though. Unless she's able to figure out the son, like the little brother who he is, but that's not. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, some of these New York women are crafty. They crafty as fuck.
Even in 2003?
Yeah.
There's no Google back then.
2003, baby. They crafty. But she's also looking at it just like, well, I mean, this nigga's about to die of fucking diabetes at any point. All he eats is candy.
I mean, he does say, like, I'm from the North Pole and I know Santa, like, for real. Like, she sees him get in a fight with Artie Lang, who's playing, like, the mall, like, you know, the shopping center Santa, which that was just crazy seeing Artie Lang without that fucked up nose, because I'd done some radio with Artie Lang, and he was all... Artie Lang was so fucked up on the radio show I did. He left the show. He's the co-host of the show.
Mm-hmm.
He stepped out. He's like, I'll be right back, guys. He stepped out, and I guess went to his apartment or hotel, where the fuck he was staying at, got high, doing whatever the fuck. And then they called him at his house, and he like called, like dialing into the show. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I just went home." And they're like, "We're doing a show." Yeah, that didn't last too long.
Yeah, only a white man. Only a white man.
Imagine if I did that. Really, we're recording a studio. I just left.
I mean, that's almost, you know, the same kind of thing where like you're doing a live show, and then you just fall asleep on fucking camera. Yeah. Like dead asleep. Like that's almost the same thing. Remember that?
When did that happen?
Huh?
When did that happen?
Nigga, that wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, my show. Yes, that did happen. I blacked that out. No pun intended. Check out drunkblackhistory.com, everybody. I thought we were talking, because you weren't at the comedy show with Dylan and Mike Brown, right? That we did in Jersey, right?
No.
We're like this dude who's hosting. So we got booked for like some show out in bumfuck Jersey, bro. This is years ago. Like I would say almost like 10 years ago, right? We got booked for a private, like a fundraiser show at this bar. We didn't know it was a bar. We thought it was like, you know, this person was like, "Hey, I like you guys. We'd love for you to come out to this bar. We're going to be raising some money for charity, but I'll be able to pay you and get you free drinks and stuff," right? So we get to the bar, and it's just a bar in Jersey. Mind you, it took us we had to take the NJIT to a bus to get there, right? Dylan and Mike, I think, split a taxi to the venue, and I got there too. So we're all there, and like no one knows that there's supposed to be a show, which is the worst nightmare ever as a stand-up comic. And then there's one guy there that's supposed to be on the show. He's drunk as fuck. He's this like Italian dude, and he's all distraught because like he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him. They broke up, and he's supposed to be our host. Yes. And so eventually the woman who runs the bar comes over. So, "Oh, great. Y'all here. Okay. There's some food over here. It's like a half-ass buffet that look had been there for 7 days." And then she's like, "And we're just going to set up a microphone. Y'all boys can get started." And we're like, "What?" And so then the host is just like, "I guess I got to be colorful. I got to be funny." And he goes up and proceeds to bomb for about 6 minutes. Oh, no. And then he just starts crying. And then he just says, "Well, that's it." Doesn't bring anybody up. He just walks off the stage. I never saw that man again. I don't know if he's alive. So we had to do a pass the mic situation. I just took the reins because that's what I do. I'm like, we came out here, man. This is gonna be a shit show, but let's just at least have funny. Let's just at least have fun.
He's like, hey, well, all right. Thank you guys very much. That's my time. So I guess next up is coming. That's fucking wild.
It's wild, man. Like that's comedy is fucking crazy. You think they knew that they had a hit on their hands though when they were making this, or like, the other actors like James Caan to just be like, man, I really hope this fucking comes together in post.
So you know what? No, I think James
also
hated his time.
I got hold the fucking phone real quick. I got to shout out Mary Steenburgen. This woman, she is 72.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen her,
great.
Dude. I think every time I see her on screen, I'm like, yo. I'm like, is she married to Sam Elliott?
Is she?
No, she's married to Ted Danson. Ted Danson, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, because she was in a series finale at The Good Place. Yeah, she's amazing. I think she's so fucking sexy, and she could be funny. She could be dramatic. Man, that's a white starlet that I definitely 100% support. I will say that.
I used to date a white woman that very much looks like her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. But
it turns out it was Mary. In between Ted Danson and
no, she fucked herself.
She's married.
And got a bunch of fucking surgery done, and she just looks weird now. Well, no, she doesn't. She's an influencer. She's still very attractive, but like I don't recognize her anymore. It's just
yeah.
So, all right. What the fuck were you? I was about to say something and you brought her up. Oh,
sorry.
So, James Caan, like you can tell he hated his fucking life in this movie. And like from what I get from his performance, he did not want to be here. He did not want to be here.
I got that a little bit
this
too.
entire time. He was just fucking hating life. But
even though he was really interested in doing a sequel.
Yeah, because he probably caked off of this shit.
Yeah, everybody but Will Ferrell was interested in doing a sequel, except Jon Favreau and Will Ferrell, which apparently is the reason why there's never a sequel.
So I think... And I think the reason why this became such a cult classic was because, like we were talking earlier, Old School came out before this, just before this, correct? So
I think so, yeah.
Old School when I was that was my second year of college. Old School blew the fuck up. Everybody saw Old School. Especially if you were in college, right? So therefore, all those guys, Elf came out, they're coming home for Christmas break. Like for me, my sophomore year, coming home for Christmas break, I didn't do it. But all these white kids, they're like, oh, that guy from Old School is in a movie. Boom. And then the immediate jump over right to it. And now, again, these are people who are getting high, who are on fucking all the weed and shit like that. I could see how this could easily be very amusing to them.
Yeah. Actually, Lluvia in her trivia, she pulled up that one point was, after Old School made a Will Ferrell star, New Line Cinema tried to re-edit Elf into a more standard comedy, cutting the emotional scenes. But crew protested, led them to test Favreau's original cut, which performed better and became the final version. Yeah, because I think if they had no nuance in this movie, it would have been cool. It would have been too much.
Oh, yeah.
But like, even then, like when I was watching this movie, I'm like, yo, like I can't find OG, Charlie Brown, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, like even like some other like Christmas classics, because they put this shit on in like the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, I laughed maybe 3 times, but there's some like just really gross out scenes. Like when he burps for like a minute after like chugging that Coke, I'm like, okay, is this for children? Because if it's just for children, there's some intense adult themes happening here as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not a Pixar movie where it works for everybody. You know what I mean? This is like, there's some really dark shit here. Because Buddy's homeless. Before James Caan finds out that they do a DNA test with Jon Favreau's cameo and find out he is his son, which is so funny because James Caan's like, he thinks he's an elf from the North Pole. Like that is scary, dude. Like if you find out that you have a son that you never knew about, who claims that he's 30 years old, even though he looks 45, he's wearing an elf costume. He says he's from the North Pole and knows Santa personally, and that you're his father, and then you realize that he doesn't have much going on up there and has no scope of the world and how things work. Like that's terrifying, dude.
Or You do what James Caan's character did in this film. You lean into it and you use him for financial gain.
Yeah, you exploit a story. How bad was James Caan at his job? Like, his job is to come up with new ideas, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the writers, to the point where they had to outsource it to Peter Dinklage's character, which I gotta say, like, that's such low hanging fruit. The jokes that they did about Peter Dinklage's calling him an elf and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage looked great in this movie, by the way. Like, for some reason, I thought he looked like a little bit more scraggly. Looked great in this movie, and also, I'm so glad he doesn't have to do bullshit like this anymore. Because with Tyrion, he's given us some of the best performances that have ever been put on screen. And so I'm just so happy that as an actor, he doesn't have to do shit like this. Because I'm like, this is so fucking juvenile, guys.
Yeah,
Because they stretched out that joke, that beat, too many beats, you know?
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. They were going to find a little person to throw in this film, and they could only, but so many times, go to the well of the black dude who's played an elf in every single thing in his goddamn career. The dude from Bad Santa and shit like that. It's just like how many times are they going to go to that well? So like now you have Peter Dinklage. He's a new hot little person. So it's just like, let's go with him. You know what I'm saying? Even though what they did with the character, they gave him, like, yes, he's a little person. Yes, we're making a joke of him. But on the other hand, they use that to just show that, like, he is not, little people are not to be trifled with, and he'll whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the way they kind of evened it out. But still, at the same time, it was like, it was very low hanging fruit.
I walked by him, like, with the networking event you came to in Brooklyn, like, a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I walked by him and his family.
Oh, Peter Dinklage?
Yeah, on our way to the bar, the first bar. Nice. Yeah. It was like, oh shit. I was like, he would be able to afford to live down here.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, but when he leaves his book after beating up Buddy, were you the same height, Brandon? That's funny. That is funny. I'm 5'6", guys. It's not that short. You know what? After doing, I think I could talk about it. I mean, I didn't sign an NDA. Did I sign an NDA? I could talk about it. I did background on Meet the Parents, the new movie that's coming out, and like was right next to Ben Stiller. That dude is like 5'2", okay, and he's a movie star. So like, cut me a break, everybody. All right.
So I just saw what's his name? Oh my God, the dude from SNL, the Asian dude, fucking
Bowen Yang.
Bowen Yang, a lot shorter than I thought he was.
Is he like my height, 5'6"?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Yeah. 5'6", maybe a little bit taller, but I'd probably say you guys are the same height. But like for some reason, maybe because the camera will give you a different look and feel, and especially SNL and the way they cut things. Well, I mean the way they film. I thought that he was a lot taller. I was surprised that he was that high. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But but there are a lot of stars who are, shorter people. Actually, I would even say that, the business actually lends itself towards shorter people more often than not, because shorter people are actually they look better on camera.
Yeah, they're easier to film.
Yeah.
For sure. Man, I remember meeting the guy who played Lawrence. I think his name was Jay Ellis at the Africa Awards a few years ago. And I felt bad. I called up. I was like, I wanted to call him a nigga. I was gonna be like, nigga, you tall as hell. But I was just like, oh, bro, you tall as hell. Like, he's just like, because he was holding the door open for me. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right. I usually compliment people on their work too when I see them at these award shows. But I was just so overcome by how tall he was. I was like, damn, no wonder Issa chose you. I do have to shout out one line that came out at the beginning of this fucking movie that I was like, I'm already out. It's going to take you a long time to like win me back for that. When he said, I'm not a cotton-headed ninny muggins, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The elves called him that? I was like, what?
Just say nigga.
That's what I was like. There ain't no black people around. I did laugh though shortly after when his punishment was opening the Jack in the Boxes.
Mm-hmm.
To say make sure they worked. And apparently Jon Favreau had a remote, so Will Ferrell never knew when they were actually going to pop, which is funny. But at the same time, I was like, this is crazy. This is insane.
No, 1,000%.
I don't. And folks, don't say like, this isn't a Paddington 2 situation where I'm like, Justin, I got a cold heart and shit like that. No, I was in a
Stand
good
by your
mood.
man, nigga. Stand by.
I mean, I was sick. I was sick when I watched this, and I wanted to be in a good mood. I wanted to laugh. I wanted to feel good, and I was just like, the whole movie. I'm like, these are disturbed people, bro.
So I watched this with Axel because Axel was homesick. So I was like, hey, let's watch a Christmas movie together. Axel was kind of just like, what? And Axel loves, he laughs and shit. He's kind of just staring at it. He's just like, all right. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. I mean, James kind of one point when he thinks that Buddy is there to sing him a Christmas song. Like he was like some, special order or something like that. And Buddy improvises this creepy song about.
You can't say he's some special order. That makes it sound like he got sent by Diddy.
Oh my God. But yeah, that doesn't even make sense because Diddy never spent anything special to people. He never did nice things for other people. Come on now.
All right. You know what?
That joke doesn't even make sense, man. Come on, Justin. All right, but what I was trying to say is though, when he was improvising that song about "You're my daddy and I'm from the North Pole," and then James Caan's like, "That was fucking." He didn't say fucking, but he was like, "That was weird." I wrote down my notes. I'm like, "True words have never been said." Yeah. This whole movie is really weird, and I don't know, man. I think quirky white families love this shit.
Oh yeah,
I think quirky white families that put raisins in their potato salad, they like this movie. This is like a weird. And folks, send us an email at mediumpod@gmail.com. Let us know why you like Elf, because I need to understand. I really do.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like, we've had to watch a few holiday movies so far for the podcast, and this is by far the worst. And we watched Santa's Sleigh with a wrestler playing Santa Claus.
First of all, Brandon, I don't know if this is worse than Santa's Sleigh.
No, because Santa's Sleigh at least had Fran Drescher at the beginning with her assets.
No, Brandon. Santa's Sleigh was significantly worse.
It's really bad.
Don't do that. Like, listen, I wasn't a big fan of this film, but like Santa's Sleigh is a whole nother level of fucking dog shit.
Folks, you gotta check out our Patreon, patreon.com/minipopcorn. Join the horror movie tier so you can hear our Santa Sleigh review when it comes out this month.
Ugh.
All right. Let's talk about the snowball scene real quick. And how that's what makes Buddy connect with his little brother, who is very justified in being like, what the fuck is going on with you, bro?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? Like, he's waiting for him outside school in an elf outfit. Like, how'd they not change his clothes immediately?
True.
Like, give him a shirt and like some gym shorts or something, man. Also, who had to clean that elf outfit when he started wearing suits?
Well, he put it right back on.
That's so crazy, dude.
He went right back to it. I mean, he didn't stay out of it for long.
So do the elves? Okay. Everyone's like listening to this. They're like, Brandon, it's a fantasy family movie. What the fuck are you talking about? But I'm like, do the elves procreate? How's this work? There were no female elves, right?
I didn't see any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do they come from?
I think they're like asexual.
So where do they come from, Justin?
Huh? They're magic niggas.
I know. I just had so many questions. But apparently Buddy is like he's like a Call of Duty expert when it comes to throwing snowballs. He was taking niggas out like crazy.
Which also with the way he was throwing and shit like that. So is he magic to some extent? Because like this nigga, it was like he was unhinging his fucking shoulder to fucking throw those fucking snowballs the way that he was. But that was fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This whole movie, like I said, is insane. Again, folks, not everything was terrible. I did laugh a few times, like when when James Caan's like, hey, have you ever seen the mailroom? And like sends him to the mailroom, basically the Empire State Building where he works at, which when Buddy touched all the buttons in that elevator, I would have fucked him up. That guy next to him was just kind of like amused and smiling. I'm like, no, punch him in the face. You know how many floors that is? I used to work at the Empire State Building. That's insanity. But also, it wouldn't have had that many floors because it's broken up. Like all the elevator, they're broken up into different pockets. Yeah. Because I remember, like, I worked on like the 30th floor, so I had to go to a certain wing that was like 28 to 50 or some shit or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's broken up, but like I still like if you make me stop on every floor, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like if you're not a kid, if you're not an actual kid,
Yes.
that's insane. And you're wearing an elf outfit.
Well, but actually, isn't that a reason not to fucking engage with him?
Well, that's the thing is like when someone like this is at like if you there's really a buddy like this in New York City, yeah, everyone would avoid him. Like no one would like
for sure.
You know what I mean? I think nowadays they probably, someone might tase him and do a citizen's arrest or something like that. But yeah, like people would avoid him. Like he's just a crazy person.
Well, I don't know. Let's not even say avoid. People would just ignore him.
Yeah, ignore him.
Ignore him. Nobody would pay him any fucking mind.
And folks, if you've never been in New York City, that happens all the time. You could be on a subway, and it's not scary. Well, I don't want to say it's not scary, because especially for a woman and you're by yourself, this shit could be kind of intense, especially if like they're talking to you or in your space, for sure. But there are just some crazy people that come on a train. They look wackadoodle. They'll start ranting. Maybe they'll start preaching. It's all like you just get used to it when you're living in New York, right? It's just the way of life. And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm also like it's part of the world of New York, right?
It's part of the mystique.
Yeah, like one time it was like July. I was like at Williamsburg, Brooklyn, waiting for the L train, and a nigga like it's hot as fuck in the summer. This nigga dressed like Heath Ledger's Joker came on the train and just started cackling and walking back and forth on the train. All you could do is look down at the ground. You can't look that nigga in the eye. That's one of my favorite villains, but I'm not gonna engage with this dude. That was wild, dude. There's no context. He just got on the train. Why is he dressed like that?
Wait. Did he have the face paint on and everything?
Yeah, he had the green hair. It was good. It was a good makeup job. Like it was really good. But it's just like I said, late July in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, on the L train, like at a random afternoon. You're just like, what?
No, the funny thing is, I would get off the train just because I'm just like, there's a bomb on this train. There's no way I can stay on there.
I mean, that is on me.
Behind that motherfucker.
Yeah, that is on me that I stayed on the train, because if he happened to like stall it and be like, now let's see how the world turns, like that's on me. You know what I mean? If he takes over the train and takes us hostage, that's on me.
Takes over the yeah, now.
That's on Brandon. If I end up on New York 1. Okay, going back to one part that made me laugh though was when he got sent to the mailroom, and he said it smells like mushrooms, and everyone looks like they want to hurt me.
Yeah. Welcome to New York, motherfucker.
Yeah. Also, was that Andy Richter in the pitch scene? Yeah. Okay, when he talked about was he the one who talked about the asparagus children, and they're all self-conscious because of how their pee smells? That made me laugh really hard. But James Caan did great deadpan in this movie. But it's probably, like you said, it's probably like how he legit felt about being in this movie. But maybe that's just James Caan.
Well, I mean, obviously, I never met James Caan, through his life. But he also seemed like a very, and, outside of just this film, he seemed like he took himself very seriously.
Yeah, man.
But with that being said, if he does, it actually lends to the comedy of this film. So it would help a film like this, somebody who takes himself very seriously. It's like this film had Wesley Snipes in it. You know what I'm saying? Circa fucking Blade 3. Like that's what you like it'd be absolutely out of control.
Folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, with how insane Wesley Snipes went on Blade 3 Trinity, you gotta listen. I think it's on YouTube. Listen to Patton Oswalt talk about working with Wesley Snipes, who hated the director David Goyer on the set of Blade Trinity. Because I guess Wesley was so method, he only wanted to be addressed as Blade, and he only communicated with the director through post-it notes, and he signed them Blade.
I fucking love it too.
I mean, there's so many concerns there. Any final thoughts before we do some letterbox reviews and a Patriot thought, and give our thoughts, our final thoughts on the movie, Justin?
No, I mean, like, I think the movie is kind of straightforward. You know what's going to happen once the movie starts. I think the most egregious.
The movie's straightforward?
No. I mean, like, you can tell where this is going to go.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's going to end up. Like, of course, he's, he's just, it's a fish out of water story, but he's going to end up saving the day and everyone's going to love him. You know what I'm saying? That's the way these things go. But with all that being said, I think the most egregious thing is that this woman really slept with him and then had children.
Had a child, at least one child.
Had a child with him. Like, she is so broken.
Yeah, I mean, the final shot is of Bob Newhart putting on his arms, saying, "Come here, baby," like, because Will Ferrell's holding his daughter.
Yeah.
And then Will Ferrell takes that as, "I'm going to hold my baby," and then sit on Bob Newhart's legs again. And so he's got twice the weight now, showing that Buddy has not grown intellectually.
Yes.
That's why I said this is kind of an I Am Sam situation. It's not great. And I'll even say that about Will Ferrell's performance to an extent. Like, I think he went to some weird places mentally before they said action on set. You know what I mean?
I don't know how much drugs Will was doing.
I don't think he needs drugs. I think he's just ready to go.
I know.
He's always been a weird guy. I mean, you know his story about his SNL meeting with Lauren, right?
No.
So he's so weird. He had like a suitcase full of props that he was going to use during the meeting.
Yeah.
He didn't know how he was going to use them, but he was like, I just have the suitcase full of props and stuff. And then like, he just never like took about, like, so he just was walking around with a suitcase full of props and shit. And he's like, oh yeah, like that's such a weird thing to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if Lauren was just like, they're sitting down talking, whatever. But that's when he hired him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he actually got hired. So he's like,
oh yeah, what's in the suitcase? Yeah, he asked him what's in the suitcase, I think.
Did he open it up and he's just like, props?
I forgot what I think he said nothing. I think he said, don't worry about it or something like that. All right. Our producer Lluvia pulled up some letterbox reviews for Elf that she thought we should read. The first one was from James, who wrote, I will question your entire moral standards and way of living if you say you don't like this film. 5 out of 5 stars.
Question me.
Well, James, email us at mediumpod@gmail.com and we'll have a debate. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to fucking lose because this movie is wild. And not in a fun way. Kurt, oh, this is weird. Cursed Tales wrote, why can't I pull bitches like Buddy the Elf? 4.5 out of 5 stars. Because just try to find someone. Basically, you're looking for like a female character from the set of Rent. That's how you're going to find Zooey Deschanel like character. Like that's on the.
Doesn't realistically Rent end in AIDS?
Everyone has AIDS in Rent. Yes. I think only 2 characters in the cast and like the cast of characters don't have HIV.
Love it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it still holds up. I still think Rent's a great musical, but it's insane. Like when I like think about it, like, but that was the culture back then. That's like that was a musical that gave voice to that community, so I was appreciated. But it is insane how many of them have.
Yeah, it's like you got the AIDS.
It's not like that. That's fucking Team America. All right, Tyler Lantern wrote a nice family movie about Santa Claus kidnapping a child and forcing him to do child labor in his workshop. 3 out of 5 stars. They're not wrong. Not wrong.
Wait,
okay.
What if, and you had the questions, where did all those elves come from? What if Santa was just kidnapping little people and then he gives them magic, but their magic only works in fucking, in fucking the North Pole. And that's why they work there and live there, because like they got magic and, they're not seen as outcasts in the fucking world. Because like, let's be honest, like normal, everyday people don't look at little people like any different, but you do have people, who don't treat them well, or just like treat them shitty because they fucking suck. So it's just like, imagine you could go to a place where everyone is like you and you got little fucking powers and you just make toys and shit like that. Maybe it was not so bad, especially if you're indoctrinated since you're a fucking infant and you think this is normal.
Yeah, but that's not that's a weird existence. We didn't even talk about the whole like no one has faith in Santa and stuff. We talked so much about the insanity of this movie. We didn't really scratch the surface on the plot. But folks, you can watch Elf if you want to. It's on Hulu and shit. All right. Roy Reese wrote, none of the other elves Buddy's age act like that. There was something wrong with him. Thank you. 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah. That's what I said. But it is crazy, Justin, to your point. See, these movies never go into detail. When you see people slaving away and doing the same shit all the time, or something like that. Like there's some questions there. Like I still am frustrated with Star Wars, the sequel trilogy. We never got context about who the fuck they were stealing to make these stormtroopers. You know, I mean, John Boyega's character, like he was taken as a child to be a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't use clones anymore. And we never learned about that.
I mean, I guess that's where orphans go.
Oh, God.
Where do all the orphans go?
Shout out to Paulo Cole. Shay wrote, the most realistic part of this is when Buddy was crossing the street and gets hit by a New York taxi cab, and he was the one who said sorry. 3 out of 5 stars. Apparently, Will Ferrell got some minor injuries filming that scene in a Lincoln Tunnel.
I can see that. I can see. Yo, I was doing a shoot, and we had, and you know, and part of the shoot, like we were getting out of a taxi, so they asked the taxis, like they called the real taxis, like, hey, we're gonna pay you. They paid him like, you know, $200, something like that. We just need you to drive up in your car and whatever. Yo, I couldn't imagine. This motherfucker was like, yo, he's gonna kill somebody. This nigga's gonna kill somebody. That taxi, he was wild. I'm like, I'm just so like, my character was coming across the other side of the car. I'm just like, I'm not actually going to get in because I'm just like, I don't want to get in this taxi cab. Like, bro,
what do you think it's gonna take you away like the bone collector?
No, I just didn't get a good vibe, man. I just didn't get a good vibe from him. And like the way what he had to do and how much he kept on fucking up, you would have understood why. You understood why.
Have we ever done the bone collector?
No.
Lluvia, we gotta put that on the list for next year for Halloween or something like that. Because that movie posits that Denzel is so fucking charming, and Denzel's got the juice so much, and I think he does, that he could be a quadriplegic and bag Angelina Jolie, and not just Angelina Jolie, but like mid-90s Angelina Jolie. Anyways,
I mean, come on now.
All right, Karsten wrote, "It's all fun and games until you realize your diet isn't far from Buddy's." Damn, Karsten, you need help, bro.
Yeah, you gotta get your get your ass checked, son.
Yeah. And then we get some Patriot thoughts from about Elf. And remember, folks, when you sign up at Patreon at patreon.com/media popcorn, you're guaranteed to have your thoughts and reviews read on that episode. So your mama side nigga wrote, highly overrated movie. Kendall Scarberry wrote, good for its time, fun to rewatch from time to time, but I hate how much it gets quoted because it's always jagoffs screaming Santa as loud as they can right by your ear. Small popcorn. Kendall, I'm sorry about people you're hanging out with.
Yeah.
And then Jeffrey McKinney wrote, this movie came out when I wasn't watching Will Ferrell movies. Then I found out that Will and director Jon Favreau hate each other, each blocking the other from making a sequel. I've since watched Elf. It's a very fun movie, large popcorn. Jeffrey. All right, that's surprising. But yeah, apparently Jon Favreau and Will Ferrell did not get along making this movie, so much so that in their contract for a sequel, the clause was they had to collaborate again to make the sequel. Otherwise, it doesn't get greenlit. And they both refused to do it. Like Will Ferrell turned down like $29 million to do a sequel. So, yeah.
I don't know, man.
All right. Well, Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies, bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the XL, you know. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on the top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down and we watched the 2005 comedy film Elf, starring Will Ferrell, Zooey Deschanel, James Caan.
2003.
I'm sorry, it's 2003. I'm sorry. What say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets us small. And it only gets as small because a few of the jokes did hit me really hard. And Will Ferrell is fully committed to playing Buddy. I think just Buddy's a very disturbing character. And I think Zooey Deschanel plays a very disturbed love interest, Jovi, which makes it seem like a fake name. That sounds like Nomi from Showgirls. Like, what is your backstory, girl? Where are you running from? I just have this so much. But at least I got to look at Mary Steenburgen for a little bit. That was nice. But yeah, small. I did not enjoy this. I'm not going to watch it again. I don't get why people love this as a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's just not for me. Fair. Justin, what's your rating?
All right. I'm going to give this a small as well. I think it's just one of those films that, like, I'm giving it a small because Axel sat through it. It kept him in one space. So, like, it is something that will keep a kid's attention. But other than that, I hope he doesn't start quoting this movie because I wouldn't be able to take it. Because like this is just nuts, and I hope he doesn't pick up anything from like acting like Buddy because I would have to put him in. I would have to commit him somewhere.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, that's our review on Elf. 2023 movie, directed by Jon Favreau. I mean, obviously, you can watch it yourself, figure out what happens to the third act and stuff, which gets really wackadoo. We didn't talk, like I said, we didn't talk about the whole, everyone finds out that Santa's real because Santa, like, his sleigh breaks down and shit because no one believes in Santa. It was so stupid.
Oh,
we just avoided
the
it.
Central Park fucking Rangers
Yeah, that was insane.
are like fucking Dark Knights. Like what is happening here?
Yeah, I didn't like any of it. I didn't like any of it. Even the kid with the book of all the people on the good list and the naughty list. Oh yeah, James Caan was on the naughty list. I was just like, this book would be so heavy because it would be tens of thousands of pages.
Yeah, and you couldn't just open up the book and she was like, "Oh, what's your name?" And then she looks in it. You want this? I'm just like, nigga, like, how did you find that so fast?
Yeah. Also, again, if Santa could take an orphan and raise them in the North Pole, why not take all the orphans? Give them a home.
It's true.
Anyways, folks, you can follow the show at Media and P Podcast and all social media platforms, MediaPopcorn.com for all your media and popcorn needs. There you can find our link for our YouTube, our link for all your favorite podcast apps, as well as the link for Patreon, patreon.com/Media Popcorn. Support the show financially through our tiers. Either one gets you access to hundreds and hundreds of hours of bonus content. And if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads. Just to compete, how can people follow you, baby?
Stop calling me baby. Good try, you motherfucker. Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It on all the social media platforms. And guys, come on, give us a little coffee. Give us a little coffee. ko-fi.com/medium popcorn. Drop a little something to us. You could donate to the show. Every little bit helps out.
Yes, it does. Yeah. And the money's tight. Leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast application. We will read it on the show. But again, if you sign up, coffee helps us as well. But coffee, Patreon, you're going to get a shout from Aegis. So please help us out. All that good stuff. And Jesus, I hope these movies get better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the Christmas spirit right now. I'm not in the Christmas spirit. Oh, man. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all soon.
Right. Peace.